Hi friends, welcome to Saijani Academy. So in this video, I am going to explain the subject strength of material. So in strength of material, I am going to concentrate on the topic torsion. So for competitive exam point of view, for assistant engineer AE and junior engineer JE, for both civil and mechanical engineering, the common subject is strength of material, which is also known as solid mechanics, or it is also known as mechanics of material. So strength of material or solid mechanics or mechanics of material are all the other name of the subject. So in this subject, main topic is torsion. So torsion is always asked for 2 or 1 marks in any competitive exams. So we can expect 1 or 2 marks from this topic. So what is torsion? So torsion or twisting movement. So torsion or twisting movement is the twisting and untwisting of a member. So in many engineering application, we are going to see the torsional loads. So what is a torsional load? So twisting and untwisting effect of any load is known as torsional load. So a member is required to withstand the torsional load along its longitudinal length. So that element or that member is known as shaft. A shaft is always subjected to pure torsion. So a shaft is a uniform member, or it is a circular member with uniform diameter having certain length, used to transmit power from one point to another point, which is subjected to torsional or torsion. So consider a shaft of diameter D and length L, which is fixed at one end and free at other end. It is a cantilever type of beam. When it is applied to torque or twisting movement, so there is a twisting movement produced, which produces couple. So because of twisting and untwisting, there is a production of couple. So the torsion is takes place in case of circular shaft, and we have to know that always there is a shear stress produced in the shafts. There is no tensile stress, compressive stress, or any other stress. So only shear stress produced in case of torsion. So before going to derive the torsional equation, we are going to make some assumptions in order to design the shafts. So what are the assumptions made in the pure torsion? So assumption number 1, the material of shaft is homogeneous and isotropic. So what is homogeneous? Homo means same. So homogeneous means the chemical composition must or should be same. So the material of shaft, which is having same chemical compositions throughout its length. Practically it is impossible. Any material, it is very difficult to get a material with uniform compositions. Those type of materials are known as noble materials. So it is impossible to get a noble materials. But in order to design the shafts, we are going to assume that the material of shaft is homogeneous and isotropic. So what is the meaning of isotropic? So if a component has equal mechanical property or any properties which are equal in all directions, x direction, y direction and z direction, or in any dimension, it may be longitudinal dimension or lateral dimensions, that type of property is known as isotropic. Isotropic means the properties are uniform in all direction. So the material of shaft is homogeneous and isotropic. Second assumption, the diameter of shaft is uniform throughout the length. Whatever may be the length of the shaft, the diameter should remain same along its length. Next, third, the shaft material obeys Hooke's law. So what is Hooke's law? Hooke's law states that the stress produced in any component is directly proportional to strain within the elastic limit. So in case of shaft, we have only shear stress. So the shear stress produced in the shaft is directly proportional to shear strain within the elastic limit. Next, fourth assumption, circular section will remain same before and after twisting. So if a shaft subjected to torsional movement, it always remains circular before and after the twisting movement. So there is no change in its shape. So it is not possible to a circular shaft become square or any other shape. A circular shaft before and after twisting remains always circular. Next, the stress produced within the elastic limit. In any shaft material, the shear stress produced is always within the elastic zone. It will not cross the plastic zone. So the stress produced in shaft is always within the elastic limit. Next, sixth assumption, cross section remains plane. The cross section of shaft always remains in plane. So these are the 6 important assumptions we have made in the derivation of torsional equation. So next torsional equation. So torsional equation is given by T by J is equal to tau by R is equal to G theta divided by L. So this is the torsional equation. So what is the torsional equation? T divided by J is equal to tau divided by R is equal to G theta divided by L. So where capital T is the twisting moment or torsion. So twisting moment or torsion. So which is always in Newton into meter. J, polar moment of inertia. So polar moment of inertia. So which is always expressed in terms of meter to the power 4. Next, tau, shear stress. So shear stress denoted by tau, shear stress. So what is the unit of shear stress? Newton per meter square. Next, R is the radius of shaft. Radius of shaft, which is always half of its diameter. It's d by 2, which is always expressed in terms of meter. Next, G is the modulus of rigidity. So modulus of rigidity unit is Newton per meter square. Next, theta. Theta is the angle of twist. Angle of twist, which is always in radian. Next, L is the length of shaft. Length of shaft always expressed always in terms of meter m. So here J, what is polar moment of inertia? So polar moment of inertia J is given by pi by 32 d to the power 4. So for solid shaft, and J is equal to pi by 32 capital D to the power 4 minus small d to the power 4 for hollow shaft. So for hollow shaft we have 2 diameter. So one is outer diameter and inside diameter. So inside diameter is denoted by small d, outer diameter denoted by capital D. So in case of solid shaft we have only one diameter d. So polar moment of inertia is always half of the moment of inertia capital I, where moment of inertia of solid shaft is pi by 64 d to the power 4, which is the half of 64 is 32. So the polar moment of inertia of shaft is pi by 32 d to the power 4. For solid as well as for hollow we have pi by 32 capital D to the power 4 minus small d to the power 4. So next, design of shafts. So design of shafts is based on 2 main criteria. That is, first one based on strength. So we have torsional equation T by J is equal to tau by R. So in case of based on strength, I will not consider G theta by L term, that is the rigidity term, I will not consider in case of based on strength. So T will become tau by R into J. So T is equal to tau. So what is R? R is the d by 2 radius. Radius is the diameter divided by 2. J is equal to pi by 32 d to the power 4 for solid shaft. So d by 2 into pi by 32 d to the power 4. So 2 ones are 216, dd cancel. So t is equal to pi by 16 d cube into tau. So this is the torsional equation for solid shaft based on strength. Similarly, in case of hollow shaft, T by tau by R into J. So R is equal to capital D divided by 2, J is equal to pi by 32 d to the power 4, small d to the power 4. So T is equal to tau capital D divided by 2 into pi by 32 d to the power 4, d to the power 4. So 16s are pi by 16 d to the power 4 minus d to the power 4 divided by d into tau. So this is the torsional equation of a hollow shaft based on strength. Similarly, based on rigidity. Based on rigidity, so from torsional equation T by J, G theta by L. So here I will not consider tau by R, that is the strength criteria. So T will become T is equal to G theta by L into J. So T is equal to G theta divided by L to pi by 32 d to the power 4 for solid shaft. Next, T is equal to G theta by L into J. So T is equal to G theta by L into pi by 32 d to the power 4 minus small d to the power 4 is the torsional equation for hollow shaft based on rigidity. So these are the 4 important equations for torsional equation: based on strength for solid shaft, based on strength for hollow shaft, based on rigidity solid shaft, based on rigidity hollow shaft. So these are the important equations. Next, power transmission. So power transmission is given by P is equal to 2 pi n T divided by 60 in terms of kilowatts. So power is always in kilowatt. So n is speed of the shaft in rpm, revolution per minute. T is the mean torque. It's not a maximum torque, it is mean torque. So Newton into meter. So this is the power equation of a shaft. So comparing to solid shaft and hollow shaft, a hollow shaft is always strength and stiffer, more strengther and stiffer than the hollow shaft. A hollow shaft is always stronger and stiffer compared to solid shaft.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight.